how to become a better person, people keep asking me, how do I take care of my patients with psychological disorders or simply those toxic personalities? I am a science man, but I have a not so scientific method here. I actually pick and choose a few patients and I live with them. Our big house is called a retreat house. It's a kind of a laboratory, and every encounter is an experiment. These experiments are a little strange. We work in an uncontrolled environment with partial knowledge, with insufficient data, but we have a standard protocol and a sort of a discipline. Here the patient is called a student and the therapist is a teacher, or the seeker and the guru, if you like. The student comes with the hope of finding something definite, formidable to depend upon and be cured of his illness. He comes with a barrage of doubts and questions and is very anxious to find answers to them. But the fact is, the student is at war with himself. It's a war against his own nature. He has two minds. One mind is intelligent, logical, and just theoretical. The other mind is rebellious, mischievous, selfish, unruly, and unkind. It is even beastly, savage at times. And it is not restricted by any reason, not guided by any purpose. And so, this is the struggle. The intelligent mind tries to control their unruly mind, and this rogue mind refuses. It is almost an impossible task. Therefore, the student is overwhelmed by his own problems and he has no time for others as well as learning a new lesson. Now, the teacher's task is to just watch. He is an observer and also a catalyst. The teacher has no power to start off a new reaction or bring about a cure to the sickness of the student. The irony is that the student does not know this, and the teacher knows that this getting well is an inherent ability of the student himself. If only he takes responsibility for this. Now, here comes the value of self-examination and a scrutiny of his own behavior in various situations, his attitude towards the world and the other people. Here in the retreat, through several interactions with the teacher, student comes to see that there is a simple solution to end this war of minds. It is just accepting the brutal mind, that it is also an inseparable part of himself. He is brute himself. He has to look, observe, and find it out. Right? Working on this idea of self-examination, eventually the student gets to know of his what is called modus operandi. He has a special characteristic way of dealing with situations, doing things, getting what he wants, and feel okay for the moment. This keeps recurring with every new encounter and with every new situation, and he uses the same tools, gets the same result. So, the story remains the same, only the actors and the locations change. It is as though there is a default script for those enactments in his deep unconscious mind, which is not easily seen. And the drama goes on, and only according to that script, which is already written in his childhood. The student now is a hapless actor enacting the same typecast roles. As he continues with his search here in retreat, eventually he understands his own hidden motives, the wrong worldviews, his fears and his cowardice. So it is finding out who he is. He might be co-housing a wolf or a ghost and waging a failing battle against it. But now today, as he has learned to be watchful of his micro movements of the body and the mind, he will not get into the old traps of his lusty animal mind. It is learning to become more and more conscious of the importance of the day-to-day life. It is living with his Sangha, his newfound support group, who are all working to improve themselves. So, it is not a battle or a cold war between two minds. It is showing sympathy for one's own reality of making a personality, starting from childhood. Therefore, it is the outcome of a hard work and for a length of time. It is not an intellectual analysis. So, therefore, it demands a commitment, a responsibility and a willingness to suffer on the part of the student. Suffering is a natural part of life, and the teacher is always with him as a co-traveler, sharing and assuring, and they both develop courage to open up their heart to each other. The teacher is wholeheartedly willing to be susceptible before his student, so that student feels at home and he develops faith. This is a discipline from one angle and love from another angle. So, it is so nice of the teacher. It is his love for the student that cures all his ailments, right? Thank you.